Well, I think, more mature. Being a lead actor on a television show is not just about working 14-hour days, 5 days a week, 10 months out of the year. Not only do you have to produce the show, but you are also expected to go out into the world and promote the show. I am one of the faces of Prison Break, and that means that I've had to learn a lot of lessons very quickly about being a diplomat, a politician, and an ambassador. And that has meant I've learned a lot about what it is to be a leader, to assume a greater degree of responsibility, because I do feel responsible for the 100 to 200 people who put together the show week in and week out. I feel as though I am their representative every time I go out into the world and meet fans or talk to the press. And it's made me feel, at the end of this experience, 4 years after we started, more mature as an artist, an actor, and as a man. There was really no time. I got the script on a Friday. I had my audition the following Monday. The callback that Tuesday, had the part Tuesday night, and then we started shooting the following week. It all happened very quickly, which I'm grateful for, because it didn't give me time to be nervous. And I also feel as though it served my character in a very strange way, because suddenly I was thrown into this very alien universe. Suddenly I was moved from LA to Chicago and filming in a real prison. And that kind of suddenly everything is upside down is very much my character's experience in that pilot episode. So I feel as though my trying to find my feet in a very new environment served my character's journey quite appropriately. It did. My perception didn't change of the character so much, but of what it is to be a prisoner, what it is to be an inmate. One of the interesting things about shooting at Joliet State Pen, which was this very real facility where we were shooting the show first year, was that we always had 100 to 150 extras in every single scene. And a lot of those individuals were former inmates at Joliet State Pen. For whatever reason, they'd come back to be a part of this experience. And I had a conversation with several of them. And what became clear to me was that they had come back to put some kind of positive closure on what had been an incredibly dark experience, because now, working on the show, unlike when they were incarcerated, they could leave at the end of the day. They had the choice to go when they wanted to, and for a lot of them, that made all the difference. And it meant something to them to be a part of something that was meant to be positive and creative, something that was happening in the exact same spot where they had so many darker and more complicated, even painful memories. Where to begin? That's a great question. I think Michael is a man who would sacrifice everything for those that he loves. I think that's what defines him. Michael's not about selfishness, self-centeredness. Michael is about self-sacrifice. It's why he went to prison for his brother, and it's why he risks his life repeatedly, again and again, for not only his brother, but for these other characters that he meets and befriends. And I think that's one of the things that takes Michael by surprise during this journey, especially first season. I think he went into it with the sole objective of saving his brother, and that everyone else was there to be used and manipulated and moved around like pawns. But inevitably, he developed a relationship with Dr. Sarah. He developed a relationship with Sucre and with the warden and with Westmoreland. And these characters meant something to him and became people that he would fight for and potentially die for. And the ironic thing is that I believe prior to getting thrown into Fox River State Pen to save his brother. Michael probably had very few friends, and in some ways was perhaps a little bit dead on the inside. But it's only in this extreme and extremely dangerous situation that he develops these deeper bonds with people, finds himself a real part of a fabric or a community, and is more alive in the face of death than he's ever been before. We do like practical jokes. We do like to keep things light on the set. First season in particular, there was a hole that the inmates were digging in one of the rec rooms for the correctional officers. And every time a correctional officer came in or near, we had to cover the hole with a table. And I can remember there was one take that Dominic decided to smear peanut butter underneath the sides of the table. So when we had to rush to move it over the hole, suddenly everyone was left with peanut butter on their hands. And it's a stupid thing, a silly thing, but it made us laugh, and that's what's important about keeping a sense of humor on a show like Prison Break, because it's so dark, because it's so intense, so serious. If you don't have that laughter to balance things, to lighten that load, it can feel like very dark work. Season 4 is different thematically than everything that's come before, because it's about standing and fighting. It's about taking on the company, as opposed to running and fleeing and hiding, breaking out of a new prison. It's also about these characters confronting who they've become in the course of this journey. Michael in particular, he's not the man he was when he started out. I think in the beginning he was a good man on a heroic journey, and it was all about saving his brother. Now he's committed so many crimes that it's become difficult, if not impossible, to tell him apart from someone like Sucre or Bellic or Teabag, people who have a lot of dirt and filth on their hands, kind of black with their sins, and Michael has to figure out a way to redeem himself, figure out if redemption is even possible, and sometimes I wonder how it will end for Michael, and sometimes it seems like the only realistic and appropriate ending is that Michael makes the ultimate sacrifice. Maybe that's the only way to sort of balance the scales. It doesn't make for the happiest ending, certainly, but it might be the appropriate one. We'll have to see. Hi, I'm Wentworth Miller. I play Michael Schofield on Prison Break. Thank you all for watching the first 3 seasons. Season 4 is on its way, and we have an amazing amount of chills and thrills and spills in store for you. And on behalf of the cast and crew of Prison Break, I'd just like to say thank you for all of your love and support. You are why we do what we do, and we are so appreciative. So thank you so much. Arigato.